Join us on the fearless pursuit of self-discovery and growth.
This is Ivy Unleashed,
a Gold Ivy production.
Hey guys, welcome back. You are listening to Ivy Unleashed here with Brooke and Andrea. How we doing today?
We are so good.
So good. I just drank a lot of coffee and I'm starting to feel it.
Good. Good. I like that kind of energy in you. I feel like when you get coffee in you talk a little faster, a little louder, you get a little sassier. I like it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's been a minute. This last month, we had all guests on the show. So we're starting off June strong with, end of May, I should say, last week with just us.
Yeah.
But so grateful for the amazing guests that we had on last month.
Yeah, I can't even believe those people in our life. I learned so much from all of them. We hope that you learned from them. We hope that you got something out of it. And if you did, we just want to ask that, when you're listening to the podcast, you're on YouTube, however you listen, that you shoot us a rating and subscribe, because it really helps more than you even know, just to get our message out there. The more ratings we get, the more feedback we get, the more that we know what we need to work on or what you like. And then also it gets us more visibility to everybody else too.
Yeah. And with May, right, being Mental Health Awareness Month, like we said, we had amazing guests on and we talked about all different aspects of mental health. We had financial well-being, we had movement and not being extreme, which is so important when it comes to health. It's finding that balance. And we had on the perfect guest, and also Chinese medicine, acupuncture, just
finance,
a great spin. But what we didn't talk about is that inner voice and how we truly talk to ourselves, which impacts mental health more than we know.
Right. Yeah. And not just the inner voice, but like the raging inner voice where it's like not even just your voice, but it's all of the things we should be doing, we've agreed to, we feel like we should be doing, we feel like we haven't done yet. It's that chaotic sense of, I just can't grasp anything right now. I just have so much on my plate.
It's that I can't breathe. I don't even know what to do, that stuck feeling. If you've ever been there, we feel you.
Yeah. And I want to go there. I want people to think about, like, when your place is a mess, when you have no dinner plans, you don't know what you're going to have, your schedule is packed, you feel like there's things that you should be putting in your schedule and you can't find room for it. Or, you have an inbox full of emails and you don't know when you're going to get to the grocery store and you have just like this overwhelming to-do list and you feel like, I either need a cocktail or I need to go like straight to bed because I give up. Like, I'm in like paralysis mode. This happened to me the other day. I just got like literally stuck. I had so much to do. I didn't know what to do. So I just went into the office where my husband, Justin, was sitting and I sat on the floor and looked at him. I was like, I don't even know where to start with.
And I don't even know how you could help me. It's like anyone would be like, just ask for help. But you're like, I don't even know like what my next move should be. And when you can't quiet the outer noise or the inner noise, what do you do? I feel like right now with life, it's getting nice out. Summer is ramping up and it's exciting. We should be, again, there's that should. We should be excited and feel good. But everyone's got a lot on their plate. And then the end of the pandemic and getting vaccinated and it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And I feel like everybody has like different seasons in their life and every family's different. Every person's different. And so I want to invite you to think about that season of your life that's just chaotic. Sometimes it's the holidays for people and it's actually the opposite in my family. It's summer because we have family in Wisconsin. So whenever we go visit, it is so much fun. It's so beautiful. Justin's family has a house on a lake. So we're boating, we're hanging out with people. There's late bonfires. It's a blast. But it's so exhausting. Yeah. And we do that and then we bounce around and see my family and it is wonderful, but it's like this chaotic time in our life that we try and plan for. We try and be as intentional as we can to see as many people, but we are so burned out and then our brain is turning like how to fit things in. We're so tired. And so that's something I'm kind of attacking is like, how do I stay myself not get so fatigued that the first couple days of my next week are ruined.
Right. Well, yeah, you're having a great weekend, but then you're also, come Monday morning, you got to go back to work. It's like, does that balance exist? Can I have my weekends be so fun and not pay for it come Monday morning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was actually just talking with our marriage therapist about this, and she said, why don't you two as a couple or family, whatever you feel, plan a little bit of intentional time before the chaotic weekend or after or both? You know, she's like, maybe it's a little bit of family time beforehand, so you feel like you've connected as a family yourself before you're pulled in all different directions. And then maybe you take off Monday morning to just even get extra rest or get back into your routine or whatever it is. Because, and she makes such a great point, because my routine saves me. As much as I love being spontaneous and doing random fun things, I am the most myself and rested when I'm like in this routine with my morning, with my exercise, with all of those things in place. And so she makes such a great point. I'm like, I don't know how much PTO.
But also to her point and to your point of feeling best when you're in a routine, that's everyone. Like, our brain needs structure. It needs routine. And as much as we love that spontaneity and having fun with friends and family, we're still getting off of that routine. And then to switch back come Monday morning, our brain's like, wait, what? What are we doing? Mm-hmm. So I love that therapist idea, but my brain goes to, what do I do? Like, what actually gives me that feeling of feeling recharged and calm? And how do I get to a point where I can quiet the noise to figure that out? Mm-hmm. So we got the answer for you guys.
Yeah, that works for us. We've really tried tackling this because Brooke and I get in these spaces, we take turns and we talk each other through it, where everything feels too much. It feels too chaotic. It feels like I don't even know what to do. And we're like, we need tools for ourselves and our company for when these moments happen, because we are getting pulled in all different directions. I mean, you guys know, we have a blog, we have socials, we have the podcast, we have events now, we have
full-time jobs on top of this.
Right, on top of that. And then now all of the emails are coming in with people with ideas for us, different things with to fit in our calendars.
Yeah.
And so one of us takes a turn feeling overwhelmed and we talk each other through it. And so we've come up with tools to kind of battle this in those moments where you can't catch your breath. You feel like you don't even know what to do. You feel like your to-do list, you can't even look at it.
You feel stuck. There's too much to do that you can't do anything. Yeah. So when you're in those moments, you're so overwhelmed that you don't even know what to do next. We came up with 5 steps that I know that might seem like a lot when you're in that moment, but it's an acronym for the word chaos. So it can be a quick cue for your brain, and it's going to help you get moving to a more peaceful and productive spot. So starting with C. C is for calm.
Calm the chaotic energy down. And that's, I think, personal how you want to do that. What calms you, you know? And I always feel like the easiest thing, it's free, it's simple, is your breath. You know, you feel your heart rate going up and your watch might even tell you to breathe.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Mine buzzes and I'm like, I know what it's going to flip and say. It's going to say breathe. And sure enough.
Yeah. So it's like, slow down your pace, slow down your mind, slow down your thoughts. I mean, you are in charge of what's going on up here. And so slow it down. And the easiest way to do that is your breath. Listening to your breath, slow it down, however you want to do that. But try and hear it. Try and hear your breath. Because if you connect to that, your body resets itself. And it'll help with your heart rate. I mean, as your heart rate goes up, it makes your mind just go wild with thoughts and you're racing around. I think it can kind of bring you back to.
Yeah. Your breath is the most powerful tool, right? You get in these moments of fight or flight where your body's doing its job and it's protecting you, but you don't need protection. You need calm. You need to be able to think clearly. And so the first step is to just hone in on that breath, bring awareness to where you are. And also, as these thoughts are racing, ask yourself what's true. Right? I think a lot of the time the what if and if this happens and I don't know, relax, take a deep breath. And as these thoughts are coming in, take a step back and ask yourself what's true and what's not.
Yeah. And calm could be sitting down. It could be holding something that's soothing. It could be anything for you that when you think of calm, that's what you do.
Yeah. And take some time to think about it. You know, where are you when you feel you're most calm? Do you need to get away from your family? Do you need to lay in bed? Do you need to take a shower?
Get outside.
Yeah. Where is that place? What does that look like for you?
Yeah. Where can you take a deep breath? This might feel awkward in front of someone. You might need to just go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Take a long bathroom break.
All right. So C, calm. Moving on. H is help.
Ask for help.
Let someone help you.
Delegate something. I mean, I think a lot of times this chaos, I tie it a lot of times to this feeling of I don't have enough time. There's so much to do and I don't have time. I don't know where I'm going to find the time. Why did I fill up my time? You know, why am I deciding to do these things that I don't feel like I have time for? And so delegating, taking things off your plate, just telling someone you're struggling. I'm feeling chaotic. Like I said to Justin the other day, I'm like, I feel like my head's going to pop off. It's about to explode and I don't know what to do right now. I literally can't move. And just saying it helped me.
Yeah.
It was like, I needed him to look at me and be like, you're okay. Your head is not popping off. Like you're fine.
Yeah. Even just to get it out of your mind, and then to have that objective perspective and someone to say, you're okay. Like you got this. I also think something important too is to your point of time and feeling like, why did I agree to all of these things? Something I've been doing is asking myself with what I'm scheduling in, like, do I enjoy this? Like, do I want to be doing this? And moving forward, is this something that I'm going to agree to? Like, do I really want to be doing this? And if I don't,
that's such a good point.
If I don't, okay, what do I need to do to not make this a part of my life?
Yeah.
Easier said than done with a lot of things. But I think, right, like grocery shopping or cleaning or little things like that you can delegate and just talk to someone who can help you. Life is hard. We were never meant to do it alone. And it's taken me years to be able to ask for help and to not feel guilty when someone helps me without me even asking. Right? Like I think there's this badge we wear of I don't need help. And like, you do.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
No. And I like what you said about the time and when you're in the midst of chaos and you're like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, what about this environment do I enjoy and what don't I enjoy? Or what can I do to fill up my cup before I'm in this space next time? You know, I think about throwing a party. You know, introverts, oh man, I don't know how you do it. Because I'm an extrovert and it's still hard sometimes. So it's like, I actually, one time I heard Kate Hudson talking about this and she's a total extrovert. She loves throwing parties and her thing was that she used to not enjoy them in the moment because she's thinking about how she wants it to look perfect. She wants it to stay clean. You know, you get it looking immaculate and then people come in and ruin it. It's like, why do we even clean in the first place ahead of time? But she noticed that she was not enjoying herself during the party when she threw it herself to have fun because she was focusing on what she didn't like about the party. She didn't like how messy things were getting. So she decided, okay, it is worth it for me to throw the party. It is worth it for me. I do enjoy socializing. What parts of this chaos can I let go? I'm going to focus on who's here while they're here and truly enjoy their presence. And I'm going to not look at the floor and all of the crumbs on it or whatever it may be. And that helped me a lot to feel like, what about throwing a party do I enjoy? How can I make this easier on myself? So for Justin's party, I can say this because it's going to have happened by this time that this airs, is I'm like, I'm going to have it outside. It's going to be outside and I will be able to enjoy myself more because if my garage gets trashed, I don't care. I do care if it's my dining room for some reason. I'm working on it. But in the midst of chaos, when everything is wild, you've got people coming in and out or you're in somebody else's space and it feels out of control. What about it do you enjoy? Do you need to make the time shorter? Do you need to get enough sleep? Do you need to fit in some type of self-care in the morning or make sure you do right before you go to bed or
ask someone to help you set things up or help you so you don't have to tackle it alone?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I love that. I think too, with asking for help, it is just a mindset shift. Like you said, you know, people want to help you out. Like you have friends and family for a reason.
Right.
Like that's why they're there.
Yeah. It's this stubbornness that, and pride. And when you think about it, you know, I ask myself, like, do you want to live like that? Like, what is that giving you?
Right.
What gift is this giving you? Nothing. It's making you miserable. Just let it go.
I think there is something about you and I being such independent people, and we have been since we were little, that we do have pride in doing things on our own. It is a badge we wear, that we feel good that we paid our way through things and that we've created a beautiful home where we live, and we feel good about that. So I think it is hard to let that help in when it's something else you want to create.
Yeah.
Because you do want that, like, you did this all on your own, because it does feel good. It does feel good. But eventually, when you think about your mental health, it's just not worth it. And think about the people that love you unconditionally. They want to help you.
Right.
Like, you don't need to have pride or ego with them.
Well, I think there's also things you can do alone. There's still things you can do and be proud of yourself. And what that looks like for you is something that you have to figure out on your own, right? It's, how do I want to feel and what do I need to do to make that happen? Am I happy trudging through life alone and wearing this badge of honor that doesn't exist? Or would I be happy if someone helped me and I alleviated some of this chaos?
Yeah. It's hard for people to ask for help, right? Because they don't want to put anything on anybody else. I think sometimes if you think about it this way, where my kids will have a more peaceful parent, a more loving parent, if they didn't do everything themselves and stress themselves out to the max to throw this perfect party that's decorated perfectly, wouldn't they rather have the mom that's smiling and happy and truly being present with a kind of a little bit of a shitty mess around? Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's something I've been working on, is like letting those things go. If you think outside of yourself, maybe you think of, what kind of friend do I want to be? Someone that looks perfect, that always has it all together and stress themselves out doing it by themselves, or someone that leaned on their friends and family a little bit and let some things go and ask for help when you just feel like you have no other choice but to get some help.
Yeah. And to your point, thinking outside of yourself, like, how would you want your friends and family to feel? Like, they can't lean on you. It's almost like you're modeling the behavior of, hey, if I ask for help, I'm showing you that it's okay to ask me for help. And maybe asking for help is really scary to you. And so starting small, just think about what you can ask for to help take something off of your plate when you're in these moments where it's just too much. Because we all have those moments. And we should have these go-to things of, okay, I can ask so-and-so, I can do this, we can delegate, I can get my groceries ordered. You can't control it all. Just let someone help you.
Yes. All right. And then A for action.
Yes, what we love. There is something you can control, and that's what actions you're going to take. So plan out your next moves. What's one small thing I can do that's going to propel me, get me some momentum so that I can, now that I'm in a right headspace and have some things off of the dog pile on top of me by asking for help, what can I start with? And maybe that's writing a to-do list. We love a good brain dump. Monday morning after I've had a crazy weekend and I'm like, how am I going to tackle everything I need to do this week? I'm in not a good headspace because I just had a fun weekend. I'm still in weekend mode. All right, let me just get it out of my head and get a good brain dump going.
Yeah. Planning. Getting like in charge of your schedule or what you're going to be doing is a great action plan. I also think action could be what you need for self-care. So I feel like for me, I don't feel like I have time for anything, but I know if I went for even a 2-mile run, I will be able to tackle looking at this to-do list. Right now, I feel too chaotic. I need to go for a run first. And then it'll be a little bit more clear to me what my first step is. It just clears my mind.
Yeah. You're like removing yourself from the situation. So if that's a chaotic home, to your point, getting outside, going for a drive, just putting on headphones and blasting, singing, maybe it's crying, like whatever you need to do to get you in a space where that action, that next step isn't so difficult.
Yeah, and just build the momentum because you need to knock things off the to-do list. You're feeling chaotic, so you have a lot to do. And so it's like, figure out what that action step is for you that just feels doable. It doesn't feel so overwhelming. it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to even figure out what that thing is.
Yeah.
So I would like, for me, it's clear your mind first. For you, that's right now the to-do list. For me, that's running. For somebody else, it's whatever.
Well, I think it depends to the season of life I'm in, what's going on. Like, do I feel good? Do I even have energy to clear my mind? Like what, it's different every day. Like every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, I feel chaotic. What do I need? What do I need to prevent feeling chaotic? Figure out what action you need to take.
Yes. And then O is for opportunity. So finding the opportunity in the chaos. So I think it's one of those things we talk about practicing gratitude all the time, where life can be hard, life can be chaotic, but in any moment there is something to be grateful for. There is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to show someone you care about them, to, you know, notice your strengths in this, you know, notice like, okay, it's chaotic, but what am I good at? And noticing that, like, how did I get out of chaos last time? You know, what did I do last time? What is my strength in these hard moments? Because everybody has a strength. I promise you, you do. You have a strength. If you don't know what it is, there's strength finder quizzes online, books you can read. And I think it just having that opportunity to realign of like, what got me into this chaotic space? Like, it is an opportunity to learn. Whenever something hard happens, whenever your head is spinning, there is something in that that's magic. And
So it's teaching you something.
yeah, and it doesn't feel like it in the moment, but it's teaching you something, whether it's what not to do or something new to try or go back to what you know works and then pat yourself on the back. But there's always an opportunity in these chaotic moments to learn and to grow.
Yeah, I think too, that feeling of the chaos, the anxiety that comes with, I think of how pain and when we don't feel well, it's our body trying to send us a signal. It's trying to tell us something like, hey, something's not right. And same thing for chaos. We're spinning. We feel so overwhelmed. What is that overwhelm trying to teach you? What is the opportunity within that? And maybe it is figuring out what you're good at and your strengths. But if you're in a point where you're like, there's nothing good going on for me, think outside of yourself. There is some good in the world. And think about that. Is the sun shining? Did you wake up this morning? And just any good that you can cling to and stack the good. Tony Robbins says you can stack the bad or you can stack the good. It's just as easy to do either. And so stack your good. And if it has to be outside of yourself, it's still your brain is focusing on the good.
Yeah. And something that we've been notified of is something called toxic positivity, where it's like you're saying, yeah, I have to be positive no matter what. And that is not what we are saying.
No.
That's not what we're saying at all. Like, we like to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is saying in the midst of chaos, when everything feels like too much, that if you do focus on the good, it alleviates some of the chaos. It makes it feel a little less chaotic that, you know, I have so many social things planned. This is crazy. It feels wild. Well, I'm grateful I have so many friends. I am grateful so many people want to hang out with me. Doesn't mean that I should be doing all that I'm doing. Clearly, I've overextended myself and I need to learn not to do that so much.
But you can stop the negativity spiral.
Instead of, why did I do this to myself? Why did I do this to myself? It's like, I'm so happy that I care about these people and they care about me so much.
But let me take a step back.
Yes.
So that I can be fully present in what I agree to be doing. And I can enjoy it and not feel overwhelmed like I've spread myself too thin.
Yeah, and your friends that you're committing to, if you do say, you know what, I know I said I wanted to do that. I am so exhausted or I'm so overwhelmed, they will understand. And if
They've been there too.
If they don't, they're not your people, you know? So I feel like finding the opportunity in it is finding an opportunity to have maybe a new conversation with friends.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying this new thing and it's called Say No Sometimes. And it's hard for me. And I don't want to say no to you, but I have to because I am not myself. I'm getting anxious. I'm feeling super, super overwhelmed.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with you. It's all me, and I'm trying to figure this out. So don't take offense. Please know that I would love to be with you, but I want to be with you when I'm me. And that's so hard to say. But if they love you and care about you, they will appreciate and respect you so much for saying that.
And I think even pitching it exactly this way, like, I'm finding the opportunity in the midst of how overwhelmed I am that you're my friend I care about the most, that I can be most honest with, that, you know, or whoever it may be.
Yeah. All right. And lastly, we have S, which is for Sabbath. And I'm going to let Andrea take it away because she is obsessed with this right now.
So Sabbath is this new thing I can't stop thinking about. I read this book called
Elimination of Hurry.
Yeah. The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. Yes. And it is a Christian book. And so this is a Christian term. So instead, if you don't like the word Sabbath, let's think of rest. Let's think of rejuvenation, to not work. And Brooke and I, you know, I wouldn't say we're workaholics, but we're just passionate about what we do. And we always feel like we could be doing more. And so for us, we've been working 7 days a week, endless hours on our company. And we've decided that as much as we can, we're not going to work on Sundays. It's a day that works for us. But the reason is if you don't have set aside time to notice what's going on in your life by having a full night's sleep, by moving slower, by having intentional time in your space, by caring for your space. And the thing is with Sabbath is it's kind of whatever you need in your family unit or in yourself. It's kind of like, what is it that I can do to slow down and care more for what I am living in, for the people around me, for the space, you know, having it be, you know, like Justin and I, we've been wanting to paint our walls in our house and we just haven't taken the time. So we're like, we're doing this. We are going to care for our space. We're going to look our kids in the eyes and sit and play a game. Yeah. And it turns out you learn a lot about people the slower you move. And it's like, we know these things. We know we need to rest. We know we need to pay attention. We know we need to slow down. We know we need to care for our places. But when you take action in a way that's like, I am truly going to force myself to move slow, it's wild.
Yeah. It's being intentional about moving slow. And if you need to feel like you're being productive, then look at it that way. You're being productive by taking care of yourself, by saying no, by doing the things that are filling you back up. You're being productive. And that is a total mind shift that I had to have, because come Monday, if I want to be at it and go, like I need energy and I can't go when I'm so depleted of everything that fills me up. Like the week takes so much out of me. Being with friends, it's just give. And it's like, you deserve one day to just take. And I think for me, I started looking at as, how can I get back to being me? Like, what do I need? And so Sundays, it's like joy. Like if I need to lay in bed all day, like, hell yeah, I'm doing it. And I'm not going to feel bad about it, because come Monday, I'm like, okay, I laid in bed all day yesterday. Like I'm feeling pretty good. And then you have something to look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah. I think now I see it too as I'm like filling up the tank for go mode for the week. It's like I literally am going to the gas station and filling it as full as I can with gas before I take off Monday morning, because I'm up at 4 a.m. or 5, 6 days of the week, crushing my mornings. And I am not going to be able to do that 7 days a week. There's absolutely no way, nor do I want to. Yeah. You know, I want to have those mornings where I'm in my bed and a kid curls up next to me and I cuddle them. I mean, my kids find me in my basement with headphones on, editing, or in the workout room, you know, and I don't have that time to like cuddle in bed with my kids anymore. And I miss that. And I think it's nice. Now it's a little cuddle session, get ready for church, instead of like, I got to get all this stuff done before we go to church because it's taking up time. It's like, no, I am shutting it down. I am shutting it down. I am filling up with energy. And then also when you take that time to notice and you're more present, you're thinking about how much you want to crush your week. And Justin and I have used it too for financial planning time, for our weekly planning time. So it's like, not only is that day intentional to rest, but it's intentional to plan to care for the rest of the week. Yeah. You know, because, you know, a goal that people set a lot with me is, oh, where can I find 1 hour to plan? Like I need to plan my grocery list. I need to plan my workouts, or I need to plan my family schedule. Like that's so hard to do. And so it may not be Sunday for you. Like sometimes Sunday's running around, activities, sports, whatever. Sometimes it's like a Wednesday lunch hour, or it's an evening on a Thursday. You know, it could be whenever that is, but recharging, planning so that you can be more intentional with whatever that means for you.
Yeah. Plan sometime in your calendar, sometime in your week, time where you don't have to do anything. And be so strict with yourself. Do it and just see how you feel.
Yeah.
Because you will feel rested, rejuvenated, and you'll want to crush your week. And you'll know that you have this time to look forward to keep you going when time is tough and it's chaotic. And you're like, okay, I just need to figure out the next thing to do because I know that I can relax and take a bubble bath come Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Like that's my go-to. That's getting me through.
Yeah. And a big part of it too is setting down your phone because as much as you think you won't look forward to it, having that unplugged time, that restful time, like you said, you will look forward to it. But also as much as we think we want to be on our phones, it doesn't make us feel rested. And so knowing like, I'm going to be setting my phone aside and I'm going to be doing things slower. You think you're not going to look forward to it for some reason, and then you do it. And so it's just give yourself this shot, try it out, see how it goes. Maybe it's 2 hours a week that you just rest and veg, or you get intentional, or whatever self-care looks like for you, but truly resting.
Not scrolling. I promise you, everything will still be online. It'll still be there. It's not going anywhere. But your mental health and your ability to slow down, everyone, we just live in this hurry mode and it's killing us.
Yeah.
So
I love Sabbath. I'm obsessed.
Is it Sabbath yet?
It's not Sabbath yet, but I love it. And I want to teach my kids that, I want to teach them that you need rest. You need set aside time as a family. You need to look each other in the eyes. You need to play a game where you're sitting on the floor and someone's upset that they lost. I mean, you got to go through those hard emotions. You can't constantly play Candy Crush on your phone by yourself, I don't know. It's a short experiment so far. I'm excited to keep doing this because it's
filling
different.
you up.
And it's different. It is not what I am drawn to naturally.
Yeah.
It
takes a mindset shift of like, what does being productive mean? Like, why is taking care of yourself not considered being productive? Like you're working on yourself. You're working on being healthy to stay alive
and to connect back to yourself.
Yeah.
When you're slower, you can hear your own thoughts. It's quieter. It's great.
You know what you want.
Yeah.
When you just say, shh, I need this time. Be zen. So on the opposite, chaos.
Yeah. So now you have the acronym.
C, calm. H, help. A, action. O, opportunity. And S, Sabbath, or your time of interrupted time to recharge, whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah, it's easy to talk about these steps now, but we want you to think about this acronym and come back to it when your heart's pumping and you feel like, I need this day to be over. I just need to start over, like go through this acronym and think about, maybe it's not this order for you. Maybe it's you pick and choose which one you can do. But even writing it down or, going back to our blog and taking a peek at it when you're just feeling like I need help. I can't even think straight. We always provide a bunch of tips and we'll have this spelled out for you so that you can take a peek at it when you're feeling like everything is just pure chaos.
Yeah. And if you feel like you're in a good spot right now where you are taking care of yourself, you got your life under control, we all know someone who is feeling a little chaotic. And so share this episode with them. Share the tips that you hear. We want this to be something that everyone can use. Everyone can use a little help. They can use a little Sabbath in their life. And so please just share with anyone. If you found this valuable, someone else will too. And we really just want to get the word out there that you can take care of yourself and quiet the noise in this kind of world where it's so chaotic every day.
And these are our tips. This is what works for us. And we want you to know that we don't think we're the experts on things. Like we're providing what works for us in order to help. And so if this is helpful, awesome. I'm so glad. And I would love for you to leave a review on what you found super helpful. Or if you have a tip for us, like we love tackling chaos. If you feel like there's something you do that you want to share with us to help us out, we'd appreciate it. So leave a review, leave some comments. follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all of the things, and just comment, let us know what you do for yourself, because the more that we share our tips with each other, the more it won't feel this chaotic.
Mm-hmm. The better the world will be if we're all in this together. All right. Well, we'd like to wrap you up, as always, with a piece of gold. And this week, our piece of gold comes from the woman herself, Jen Sincero. And Jen says, shut up, slow down, breathe, connect to your higher self, and act with intention.
This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold.